Just wanted to talk a little bit about childhood trauma. So when I was younger, I experienced some things. Uh, just to give the full gift, I'm one of three, and I'm the youngest. My sisters are 9 and 10 years apart from me. Um, so originally they lived in New York in a basement apartment. When my mom found out she was pregnant with me, my dad was like, "All right, it's time to get out of here." So they bought a house in New Jersey that's a 2 bedroom house. So I would share a bedroom with my sister, and my parents, they would sleep either on the couch or on the mattress in the dining room. Um, I witnessed a lot of things. So my mom never worked, so she took care of me and also took care of the my sisters, and they were teenagers at the time, so you know how teenagers are. Um, I remember screaming at night. She would be upset because my dad would work long hours. He worked for Yellow Freight at the time, and he would travel across country with a tractor trailer. So he would be gone for days, and my mom would think that he's cheating on her or has another family out somewhere else and would say certain things. And she was very insecure of the whole scenario, the situation. And she used to, because of that, mix drugs and alcohol, over the counter drugs that she had got prescribed to her, um, depression. Um, she would do drugs with alcohol, mix like all these cocktails in the middle of the day. I remember I was like probably 3 or 4 at the time. Um, I remember, obviously everybody smoked inside the house back in the day. Um, I remember her just being wild and, crying. And then she would ask me, "Would you want to come live with mommy or you want to live with daddy?" And then one time she did take me on a train ride out to Long Island to go see her aunt without my dad even knowing. And that was very scary. I didn't know where I was, going to be. I didn't know if I was coming back because it was like she got up and left with money, like with my dad's money, and she was gone with me. So, it was a very traumatic experience for me. She would also, throw fits and fights, and she tried to kill my dad in the middle of the night with a knife. My dad had restrained her. She did throw down with my sisters before. I watched the whole entire fight when I was younger. I would cry, be upset. The cops got called on her multiple times. She got ripped out of the house. I witnessed cops come in, rip her out of the house. Her grabbing the stove, and as the cops are pulling her, the stove is just moving, right? My neighbor was an old lady at the time. She came over to take care of me, but then shortly after that, DIFUS got called on my mother because of me, or, because I was in the house when all of this happened. It was just a snowball effect of traumatic experience for me as a child. So it really sticks out. I don't really talk about it as much, um, because it's not my mom's fault for why she acted the way she did. And I'm not blaming her for that. I can't blame her for that. It's not my parents' fault. It's not my dad's fault. I know he felt the stress of having to work and then having a young child at home that, nobody's there to take care of me except for my old lady neighbor. Thank goodness. I called her Grandma Sophie back in the day. She's passed on now. Rest in peace, Sophie. Um, it was just a very traumatic experience. Um, but I just hope that people realize that yes, this occurred. There is, you know, sometimes people, they don't understand what had happened and they just kind of repeat the same scenario and the same actions. Now getting older, I started to act the same way as my mother. Like when I was in teenagers, now in the teenager years, my God, that's gonna be a whole nother video because I was an asshole. Um, but again, that's learning experience. My dad, he used to kind of just block out my mom when they would fight too. He wouldn't communicate with her. He kind of just shut down. she would go batshit crazy, attacking him and stuff, and he wouldn't react. But overall, I just wanted to get on here and talk about this a little bit, and I will continue with another video. So stay tuned, guys. Have a great day.